Welcome, everybody, to your least favorite podcast. My name is Mark, and I'm here with all my friends.
Steven.
Nick.
Jake.
This is a show where we talk about whatever the hell's on our mind for the week. And we got like a time lapse, you guys, because we got like 2 weeks that we can actually talk about since we doubled up the last time. So we got plenty of content. Everyone should have a whole bunch of content. Right, guys? Right?
I did before you guys were talking about sports. Now my brain is turned to mush.
Oh, he just brought up sports. All right, so everybody, let's start talking about sports since Steven brought it up.
Yeah, Steven, why don't you start us off?
Go Longhorns.
Nah, dude, it's all about the Buffs, right? National powerhouse, right?
Yeah, you're beating those fucking
Shitty
shitty ass
barely
teams.
beat Colorado State by
Yeah.
like a touchdown.
Double OT to
double
beat
OT for it.
Beat the team and they ain't even won a game. Yeah. Sick.
National powerhouse, bro.
Yeah, you're going to the championship, dude.
Oh yeah, we're gonna win too. We're gonna take it all. Coach
My
Prime,
team
dog.
is in crisis mode if you read Reddit. So
My team is flourishing. Thank you.
you wanted to fucking fire Sarkisian too.
I still do. Thank you for bringing that
We'll
up.
take him.
I wish you
We'll
would.
fucking take him right now.
I
We want
do.
Sarkisian back.
It ain't Sarkisian the reason we're fucking winning, I tell you that.
I got nothing. I told you talk about sports, and I just zoned the hell out. It's gone. There's no train of thought. Just not here.
What would you like to talk about?
You know what? We could talk about camping, right? Because I mean, you're supposed to do a lot of camping, even though you don't. You've got all the stuff for camping.
And when you do go camping, it's not actually camping.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have you been camping this year?
So like, I actually went camping last week, so I feel like I've camped more than Ashley now. More than Steve.
That don't count. You were at a concert.
It's still camping. All right.
Nah, you're like out in the woods, away from any kind of amenities.
That would have been better than where we were at, to be honest. But
being out in the woods is more than what you do. What do you mean?
No, we go out. I go out in the woods. I just haven't in a while. But when we did go, we would go away.
Turn around and come right back.
No, the second time.
Oh, this is nice. Like, gets out of the car, looks around. All right, let's go home.
Yeah, let's go home.
Well, no, you got to set all the shit up first. Then you take it down and then go home. I got to at least do that much. But no, yeah, we go out where you like deep in the woods. Like, I don't know exactly where we're at. Like, nobody could hear you scream if you were like being murdered.
I will say, from the camping experience of last week, that I actually probably wouldn't mind going camping like more often. I found out though the way to make it the most enjoyable is to be like ridiculously prepared though. So
yeah, I can see that. First time we went, we got rained on, and that was miserable. That was the big factor for why we called it quits, because we were just soaked. And it wasn't really, there wasn't another option, because it was just like, oh, either freeze or get in the car and leave.
Like the guy who's next to us, he had a truck, and you know how you can get like a cover for the bed of a truck? We had a custom cover that had like, he unzipped it and like folded out an awning all around the truck. So he had an awning on every side of the truck. And then, an awning. And then the top would open up and you could like move part of the mattress. And that was the bed. So he had like a queen size bed, like up top, and then just like kept all of his shit down the bottom to include like a refrigerator and a microwave. And then had like awnings all around. So he had like plenty of shade. And set up his little grill and his chair, and he was good to go. And then whenever everything went to shit at the concert, he just like fold in, drop down, zip. All right, see you guys later, and drove away, fast as fuck.
I mean, yeah, that would be great, but technically speaking, that's not full camping. That's called overlanding, which is what they do with like Jeeps and Toyotas and Ford, I guess, now with their new toy. But they set up in the cars more than like packing all your crap up in your car and setting it.
I'm just saying, like, even with like a nice tent, because we had a nice tent and it was fun, but it's just like all about the preparation. And like we had no shade except for the one little overhead thing that we set up. But like if you're in the woods and the trees are giving you natural shade, I felt like it'd be a lot of fun because you don't have to avoid the sun as much.
What kind of concert requires that much camping?
Dude, this concert was fucked. Like out of 5 days, first of all, out of 5 days of concert, we only got a day and a half of concerts because of mostly weather. Mostly weather kept us from like Saturday, Sunday got canceled, and Thursday night got canceled. And then Wednesday, we missed the concerts on Wednesday because it took us a ridiculous amount of time to get 5 miles from this field that they directed us into to the venue to our campsite.
So you had fun.
It took us 13 hours to go 5 miles.
That's realistic.
It was stupid.
Yeah, I'll stick to the concerts that are like one night and I'm done.
Yep, that's the general consensus now. Never again will I do a multi-day unless like I'm staying at a hotel and I can walk to the venue. Then it's
I
fine.
don't get how that'd be such a mess because they do like Warp. Well, I don't know if they still do, but they did like Warp Tour, and I've been to festivals before where they go on. You just pick the day you want to show up. You get in like any other concert, but it's not out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that was I guess the problem since it was in the middle of nowhere.
Like we did one venue going to the academy for that hockey game, and it was the same type of thing. Since they like had such shit planning, it took hours to get like less than a mile. Not 13 hours, but it still took like 5 or 6 hours to get down to the end of the parking lot because it was such a shit show.
Yeah, somebody died that day.
Do what?
I said somebody died that day that took us that long to get out of there.
Oh yeah, someone had the nerve to die on one side, so they closed that gate and funneled all the traffic out the other side.
Because people that Ubered in had to walk back out because they wouldn't let the Ubers back onto the base. They let them in and then wouldn't let them back in when it was done.
I'd say the academy was a terrible experience. I don't know how they worked for their like football games.
It's not as many people.
Yeah, but like they are not set up to deal with that many people. And they ran out of food, I'm told. I didn't go into the game. I was just picking Jake up and not ideal.
Everything was a joke.
So that being said, next 4th of July when I come down, I wouldn't mind going camping. I think that'd be kind of fun.
I mean, we talked about it. We got some gear for that stuff. I think it'd be more fun if you have people there and you got a little more, like if you're not on a deadline, you're not set up to, like I wouldn't try and do it in conjunction with going to something. We just go out there on our own time and kind of just.
I mean, it'd be fun. Like we go out there, we set up the tent, set up chairs and shade, bust out the cooler full of beer and stuff. You could have like football or cornhole or whatever.
I got giant beer pong.
Yeah, you can do giant beer pong.
They're like buckets with this like little basketball-sized ball, and you just chuck them, and you set it up like beer pong, but like across, like way bigger.
Yeah, so you just hang out, get wasted, and then like you have your little grill, so you just bring like we can get like steaks and like potatoes and whatever, and like cook. I can cook jambalaya out there, like for fuck's sake. You just need enough propane to keep the thing going.
I'm set on that. You let me know. We got all the crap to do it. I got plenty of gas now. I even got a heater. Like the last time we went, we were over prepared to deal with cold and like water, and I left that space heater in the tent. It was hot. Like I had to wake up in the middle of the night while it's like 50 degrees outside and turn that thing off because I was like sweating.
Yeah, I'm down to go camping. I feel like that'd be a lot of fun. Especially if Jake goes and we could share a tent.
Jake better go. He got that big ass truck. He better do something with it.
Why does that make you think I want to go camping?
What do you do with it?
Why does a car make you have to go camping? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Because you put all that, you got all that fucking like off-roading shit on it.
And that means I need to go camping?
You generally will drive off the road when you go camping, so yes, I would say that's more likely to happen.
Then what's your excuse?
When we tried to go, we had a plan set up, and then it just rained for like a month straight, and that kind of killed it. And
So you just never went again.
Nope, that's what I do.
Cool.
It ruined the start of it all.
Sell your Jeep, buy a Nissan Altima. That's what you deserve.
Hey, my car's been off road more than yours has.
How do you know that? What my car did before I got it.
Yeah, but like, how long have you had your car though? That's the thing. Like the same amount of time.
I could go off roading like tomorrow, and my car would have been off roading probably just as much as yours. So
I went off roading just yesterday.
I mean, listen, I can drive out that field onto the street over there. That's technically off roading.
Yep.
I was about to say, I was about to bring that up.
Well, my example was they tore up the road because they're repaving it, and it's dirt, so I drove down the street. But that counts. No road.
No, because you're on a road.
That ain't a
It's
road.
not paved.
Well, now you're just splitting hairs.
No, I mean like it's just not a road.
There's roads in the national parks where we go camping. So like, what's the delineation between when it's no longer a road? Is a trail a road?
I mean, do they call it a dirt not road, or they call it a dirt road?
I don't know what they call them. They're just trails. They're just things out in the woods.
Dirt road.
They took the road away. They put it in the truck and they drove it away.
All in all, I wouldn't mind going camping. That's what I got. Didn't get to get much music at this concert, this music festival that I was at. But figured out that I would enjoy camping with some people. That'd be pretty fun, as long as you're prepared enough.
Oh yeah, I got all the shit you need. Might need another tent and some sleeping bag. I mean, I got an extra tent, but you probably need some sleeping. But it's not a nice tent. It's just
the only problem though is I wouldn't want to I always fly up there, so like I wouldn't fly with like the tent and sleeping bag and stuff. I'd have to check a bunch of shit to do that.
I mean, we can get a tent from somewhere, and also the tent we have sleeps like 7 people.
So we're just gonna orgy in the woods.
Exactly. You turn on the heater and make it like a sauna in there. No, I'd say at least just bring a sleeping bag, because those are kind of expensive.
Yeah, like good ones are.
I figured out what I was going to talk about before I remembered. We've been watching all these police body cam videos. They're pretty funny. I appreciate them because all the ones we were watching were like about police corruption, and it's just great seeing those on there when they're like, "Hey, can you turn that off?" And you're like, "No, I can't. Sorry." Like if you have to ask, that's why they're here, because of you. You asked me to turn it off. You're the reason.
Why would someone want them to turn it off?
Oh, like a corrupt politician.
Yeah. The ones we were watching were they were like leadership in the police force, or they were political candidates, or like the mayor of the town in one of the videos, and they're like, "Yeah, I need you to turn that off because I got to do some corrupt shit right now." But it's just kind of ridiculous. I've never had anything that was like quite so irritating as watching somebody that thinks they're better than everyone else. I hate that. But yeah, they just have a little camera.
You just tried to be better than Jake at off-roading. You just did that. That was literally your whole
I only
argument.
say that because like we're probably nobody's driving their car.
You just hate yourself. Say it.
The situation we're talking about. Like nobody's off-roading their cars, so it's sarcasm.
You don't know what I do with my life.
I'm not like I'm talking about like when people become, or they're like in a position of power and they try to use that power. Like you think like you can't talk to me like that because I'm so and so. I'm the mayor and I will call all the people and I will ruin your life. I hate that crap. And then that's why I feel like those people should be held accountable more so than the average citizen. Like if you get pulled over for a DUI and you're a politician or somebody like that, like it should be worse. You should get immediately disbarred from everything. Like, you're like, nope, you just lost everything. They had one dude that was like a city council member got pulled over, and he was like passed out in his car, and he had a crack pipe in the car with him while he's passed out.
I seen that one.
That guy didn't really try to do anything like that because he was pretty screwed. Like, there's no recovery, and he was only city council, so who cares? But the mayor one, that guy was a dickhead.
I like the one of the sheriff that shows up after his buddy gets arrested, and the sheriff's like drunk, but he's like messing with the city cops. And then there's like a whole saga for that one because the city cops ended up like raiding the sheriff's office for it because the sheriff like wouldn't like be cooperative with any part of the investigation. Like, he wouldn't turn over his phone, he wouldn't turn over anything. So they actually had to raid the sheriff's office. Like, the local police had to raid the sheriff's office because they wouldn't cooperate, and it was crazy.
Some super trooper shit right there.
Yeah.
They're interesting to watch, though. Like, it's cool. Like, I get why they would be pressed to have those kind of things on them, those little camera deals, because like there's shit that goes on that the cops do. But then when they run into situations like that, where it's somebody that would normally get away with crap because of who they are, they're like, no, it's on camera and it's gonna go just everywhere. Like, at least 2 of the ones I saw, they were eventually just fired from their position. So
I just like getting the update. Like, after seeing the video, I like finding out what happened to them for their transgressions.
Yeah, there should be severe punishments involved. If they just get away with it, then it just makes it all not. Like I said, I think they should all be held accountable for this crap. They do something stupid, it should be worse. Be like, all right, you don't have any like downside to this position you hold. You get all this extra power, but there's no stakes involved to make it like a win-win. Like, you're like, okay, I'm powerful, but where's the downside? There's no downside.
Don't care.
They should like be like, all right, if we get you, then you're going straight to like maximum security. And you're going to forfeit everything you've earned over the last, like, however long you've been in office. It's just incentive for them to not be dickheads, I think.
As long as they don't bother me, I don't give a fuck.
That's the thing. They bother you by influencing the laws around you and all the shit that goes on. It's also, it's like, it's conspiracy theory level shit, but, like, they do this shit. They pull the strings. And there's so many of them that, like, you can't go after any one of them, so it doesn't matter. So they're just in their position, screwing over everybody else, and nothing ever comes from it.
Yeah, just don't bother me.
I mean, they're bothering you from a distance.
Nah, they're not. I would know if they're bothering. I would know if someone's bothering me.
They're taking your tax money and they're just putting it in their pocket.
They're gonna do that anyway.
Yeah, but wouldn't you rather the tax money go to something?
There's no way to change it, so it's not gonna bother me. There's no outcome where this changes.
The system is broken.
And if I can't do anything about it, why should I worry about it?
Take all the toilet paper.
Now you can't even do that because they'll come get it from you. Which was satisfying.
That would be bothering me if they came and got it from me.
No, if we're going down this road, it kind of sucks. Like, all the systems are broken. The education system's broken.
Everything's broken, and it's too late.
I gotta listen to Holly talk about that all the time. I just get sad. Get sad for her having to be in it.
Yeah, fine, dude. Russia's doing really good after the Soviet Union collapse, so I'm sure we'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
They're due for another collapse here pretty soon.
At least they had 2 in the time that we haven't had one yet. So.
Guys, look over here. We got aliens.
Mexico had aliens. You see that? They were showing them off in front of their Congress or whatever. They were just showing them off. They're like, here they are.
That makes me believe they're not real. So.
Yeah, I was reading on Reddit about that and how everyone's like, yeah, that's not how professionals handle artifacts. Like if they're just like manhandling that thing, the thing's gonna like turn to dust before they even like be able to move it. There's a reason.
So I was talking to my mom about that, and her biggest hang-up was that they looked the way you expect an alien to look. Like little gray dudes with big heads, little bodies. Like they look like the alien that if someone told you to picture an alien, that's what you would come up with. And I was like, that's fine. Like,
but there's a reason that people think they look like that, probably.
Well, that's what I was trying to. That was the point I was trying to get across. I was like, they say that the Roswell stuff happened, and all these aliens started up around there, which they've probably been around for longer if they were a thing. But if that's the case, somebody saw them and they said they look like this, and that just kind of carried down over the decades until that's what everybody thinks they look like, and they kind of turned it into this stereotypical look. But like, it had to have come from somewhere.
Well, that's what they say about dragons. People think dragons used to be real because in like different places in the world that had no communications with each other, they had pictures of this same exact shit, like hieroglyphics and shit. So it's like, how does that happen?
I've read that the reason they think dragons are real is because they found dinosaur bones. Like they used to be more plentiful on the surface, and like when older civilizations would come across like a T-Rex skull, they'd be like, oh, this must be from something around here, because they don't understand like fossils, and they're like, this has got to be some big huge
There's no,
lizard.
like any fossils of dragons, probably, because if they were flying, their bones would have to be like way
that's why they say that, is that because they were flying creatures, their bones didn't get to fossilize.
Exactly, because they had to be light.
I mean, I'm not saying they're not real. Just that's what I've read, is that it was just older civilizations coming across dinosaur bones and saying that that's what they were.
Yeah, but I'm saying all these things around the world have different like pictures of the same thing. So it had to be like something going around where all these people saw these and drew pictures of them.
How does that work? What you just said about since they're flying, their bones don't fossilize.
Their bones are not as dense as like a T-Rex's bones would be. They're lighter. They're not as like dense because if they're flying, they cannot be as heavy. Like
but avian creatures have hollow bones.
Pterodactyl?
Yeah, that had like hollow bones, and so there's some of them, but
I mean, if we found some pterodactyl.
That's a way cooler name. That's what they should do.
Pterodactyl. Pterodactyl.
Well, I've heard that they don't really find full things of like they find a couple bones of a dinosaur and then they like mold the rest and put it up there. They don't actually find the whole thing.
But then one thing like
T-Rex skeleton has like not fake bone, but like they make up the gaps where they're missing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they don't actually find the whole thing.
Yeah, see, so
pterodactyl.
No, I know, but there's a pterosaur too. Apparently, is a word that pops up if you search hollow for those. It says that they were hollow tubes with walls no thicker than a playing card. I'd like to know how they know that.
So if I like kick the shit out of one, it'd just like all its bones were just broken.
No, you would die.
Go find like a bird and give it a good kick and see what happens.
They say that those were too big to actually be able to fly. They don't understand like how did they fly because they were too big.
They probably had a jet engine.
Yeah, the aliens helped them for sure.
The aliens, they carry them around.
Anybody see the like season 6 of Rick and Morty?
Never watched an episode of Rick and Morty.
That's not
spoiler alert. There's an episode where the dinosaurs are the aliens.
I mean, maybe.
Oh yeah,
maybe they've been here.
I just saw that episode the other day. It was dumb.
That episode. That was pretty funny.
They save humanity. They go save things, and then they create the evil rock.
Yeah.
Because they're so good, the universe had to make something that's equally evil.
And that's what the meteor is. It's just a giant, screaming, angry face flying through space.
All the good that they do.
Is that the same ones from the Show Me What You Got episode?
No.
I think it's the super smart dinosaurs.
No, I meant the meteor. You said
it's not those. No,
we're due for a good meteor hit, I think.
It's trying.
Any day now.
I mean, the world's pretty terrible right now, so I mean,
Think a meteor's going to save you?
They say it's been pretty rare to find pterodactyl bones.
Pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl bones are common, but the pterodactyl ones that have
Yes,
like
those
the
are rare.
holsters for weapons and
Yeah, it's just got
combat knives in it, and like
You don't
I
want to
mean,
run
how
into a
else did the
pterodactyl.
pyramids get made? Okay,
It's getting into conspiracy theories again.
we trained those damn flying lizards to pick up these stones. Okay,
I mean,
They
I saw
said
some
that
of the
those
posts
would
of
have
these
been-
aliens.
Those would have been closer in relation to like a bat than a bird with how they fly.
Bats
you
are
mean a
mammals.
flying AIDS rat?
That's why they're saying that those would have been closer in relation to a bat than it would have been
Are we tying dinosaurs into potentially COVID wiping them all out from the bat dinosaur?
That's the next pandemic.
We're on to something.
That's the next pandemic. It's gonna be the dragon flu.
Well, that sounds like fun.
Sounds really
It's
cool.
not like the
Sounds way
dragon
cooler than
fruit
COVID.
though, because like I don't like dragon fruit. It's not as doesn't taste as good as it sounds like it would.
Tastes like fucking grass to me.
I thought it'd be like fire or something.
be spicy.
Why is it spicy?
You ever seen that fruit that they the really smelly one? I forget what it's called, but it's like so stinky that there's even issues with bringing it through any of the travel destinations. Like you can't
What
have
the
it in
hell's
public.
called?
Yeah.
I can't
Something
think of the
weird.
name of it. It stinks.
weird.
I can't remember. It like supposedly it's really sweet, but it smells like shit. It's it's like spiky. Like
Yeah.
spikes on it.
Yeah,
What is that called?
pineapple.
Stinky fruit.
The smell is like 30% of the taste, man. Like that'd be awful.
So if it smells like rotting meat, but it's a fruit, what is it?
Durian. It's a durian.
Yeah, durian.
Yeah.
Does that make your breath
It's
stink?
named in some regions as the king of fruits.
I feel like they're just screwing with people.
Isn't it like
They're
a
like, "Nah, that
hybrid
thing
of different
stinks
fruits
like
put
shit."
together?
Bro, I'm telling you, this is the king of fruits right here, man. Just
Did you
take
eat it and you're like, I just instantly
No,
throw
it
up.
tastes horrible. Well, you got it this far. I got him.
The edible
Just
fruit
kidding.
of several tree species belonging to the genus Durio.
I was doing some research because I want to start a garden. Do you know it's not illegal to grow poisonous plants?
Why would it be?
Well, like you could grow like deadly nightshade or like any of the other crap they use, like belladonna, like the really bad poisonous plants that people kill people with. But
You could
can
just
grow them.
buy bad poison and shit if you wanted. So why couldn't you grow it?
No, I mean like you can just not without getting in trouble. You can just grow like something that you could use to murder people with.
You can buy a gun, dude.
Yeah,
What's
but,
your
like,
point? I don't understand.
That
Like
is
what?
like the best way to like attribute that to make sense. That was such a good like.
Yeah,
metaphor.
but like you would
Like,
think
what are you
that,
trying to talk about right
like,
now?
usually when you
dude?
try to buy like toxic chemicals or something dangerous, like you would end up on a list somewhere. So you would think if you're growing a plant that has the potential
Who's to say
kill
that they
people-
don't put you on a
Bro,
list
who's
for
out here
that?
growing toxic plants to make fucking blow darts to kill people? Okay,
I mean, did you see
like-
Breaking Bad? He was using
come on.
he was using poison to kill people.
Okay, you could just buy the poison. I mean, what the fuck are you talking about?
Nobody's ever gonna expect it, except that once you probably like post somewhere that you're growing it, then they're gonna come to you for anything that they think is like go to the guy with the plants.
If
the
anybody
one-
wants to know, a durian supposedly tastes as a rich custard, highly flavored with almonds.
What does it smell like? Give me a very detailed description of its smell.
Dog shit.
I want to compare and contrast the smell to the flavor. Almonds and custard.
Sounds delicious.
I like
Has-
custard. I hate
Has
almonds.
a slight
love
aroma of rotting anus.
I'm in.
That's everything I like in a fruit.
Described as a combination of sulfur, sewage, fruit, honey, and roasted and rotting onions.
Okay.
Ah, I like it.
It has 44 active compounds, including some that contribute to the sense of skunk, caramel, rotten egg, fruit, and soup seasoning.
Skunk and
That's
caramel.
skunk and caramel.
There's like
wow.
some good,
Okay.
there's like some good things in there.
Some guys just like I'm getting skunk. I'm getting
So
caramel.
basically, this is the equivalent of when you take a really gnarly shit and you try to freshen the air with a spray or something. So it's like,
we have a term. It's called shitrous when you do
Yeah.
that. when we used to have remember the orange spray?
Yeah.
That's the
Someone would
literal
rip ass.
poopery.
Someone would rip ass, and then you go in there and spray the citrus around to cover it up.
But it doesn't
That makes
work.
it worse because then it's still in the air. Like
You
now,
know how
it
it smells like worse coming out too. Like how bad would that fucking fruit smell coming out?
it fermented in there. Now it's worse.
All right, let's have a live episode where we just try it.
Listen, it reduces cancer risk, prevents heart disease, fights infection, and lowers your blood sugar.
I think they just say all that just to screw with people.
So
consuming durian at the same time as alcohol can cause problems.
Yeah, when I throw it all up and choke on the vomit.
Oh, actually, it just basically helps the alcohol be more potent because it says that the sulfur-like compounds prevent certain enzymes from breaking down the alcohol. So basically, it gets you drunker.
Well, I know what I'm doing for New Year's.
So when you're eating it, butt chug when you're eating it.
I'm gonna bring you a present.
So if we took that fruit and soaked it in alcohol.
Oh, it could be like jungle juice, but
with durian. Smell like shit too.
As long as we're doing it at Mark's house and not mine.
That'll go along with everything Ashley makes alcoholic wise. That'll be perfect for him.
At least now there's a legit reason to fucking throw up after.
I'll hit a limit at some point. Like, do not drink this; it will kill you.
You can also grow your poisonous plants to put in there. There you go.
It tastes good though.
Whenever Steven starts growing those plants, I'm definitely never playing Rage Cage with him.
I got
guys, do not lose this round. Do not.
It's gonna be funny, guys. I think I got the measurement right.
It'd be me if I could take a drink of it. Like, God, what was in that? Just die.
It's just about moderation. How much poison you use.
It's like the college version of Squid Games.
Yeah. Russian roulette, but with poisonous drinks.
I mean, isn't alcohol like technically just like poisoning you to some degree and your body just fights it off? Like, so everything in moderation, you know, you can have a little bit of like nightshade. Just a little bit.
I don't get why people eat this shit. This looks like a fucking organ, like an internal organ.
Well, you ever seen what chocolate looks like?
I know, same idea. But like, look at this shit. Like, it looks fucking disgusting. Like, it looks like a snot ball before. Looks like a literal ball of snot that they like condensed. Like that's
doesn't look that bad. Looks like
a banana
mix between like a yam and a green bean.
But it's got like a skin.
Yeah, no, that's what.
Again, chocolate is the same thing.
I think
chocolate
it's
is one of the grossest looking
color
things.
Is that?
Yellow.
Oh.
It's usually like yellow or white, but it can also be red or green.
Look kind of green.
It's like green on the outside, and then the little sacs inside are yellow.
Yeah,
it also is covered in spikes, which, you know, just eat everything that's covered in spikes.
Hey, them spikes are tasty.
I mean, that's just their second mechanism for defense, okay?
Yeah,
first
because
the spikes, then it smells like shit.
It knows it's so good.
That's all I can do.
I know I taste delicious. I'm doing everything I can.
What are those trees that come in like the little spike shell? Nick, you know what I'm talking about? They're around here.
What?
The tree nuts that come in like a super spiky shell.
Yeah, I hate tree nuts.
Well, this is essentially a tree nut. That's what it is.
I don't like putting nuts in my mouth.
But like,
I don't like nuts at all, dude.
There's like a specific one that I'm thinking about.
Oh, we were talking about this.
Search history.
Speaking of stuff from the South, they're changing the King Supers up here to Piggly Wigglies, which
Piggly
I'm assuming
Wiggly
is something from the South because it sounds ridiculous.
Oh, it is.
Horse chestnuts is what I'm talking about.
Chestnuts.
Can I copy the image? Copy image.
Why are you gonna be eating the squirrel food, man?
Yeah, dude, Piggly Wiggly is awesome, dude.
Yeah, I'm not excited for it. I like.
If you got nuts on a wall, what is it?
Walnut.
Mm-hmm. If you got nuts on your chest, what is it?
Chestnuts.
Now, if you got nuts on your chin, what is it?
Chin nuts.
Nope, a dick in your mouth.
Ah.
God,
I knew what you were going to say, but I felt like I had to set it up.
What?
You've seen these, right?
I was gonna say a good time, but
these are all around the South.
Happy maybe for you.
Why are you still talking about nuts?
No, I haven't seen those.
You never seen these, dude?
No, that looks like a porcupine.
Just yeah.
Nobody's
why do people eat
nuts
this
like you
shit?
are.
Like it's not even appetizing looking, and they're like, let's eat this. Like what?
Yeah, I would never like.
I
look at that.
still want to know like who came up with chocolate. Who the hell looked at chocolate and went, yeah, I should, like bake that down.
Well, it's just because like, if you watch
About,
how it's done, it goes through so many stages. Like that's the part that's confusing. Like, how did you would have taken your first bite and be like, I don't like that. But then at some point, someone's like, all right, let's burn it. I'm like, I still don't like it. And then they had to go through more stages till they get to what they do now. And
No,
like,
listen.
okay, now it's good.
I saw a video about some of the most expensive coffee in the world. Okay, they take the beans, let a cat eat it, and shit it out, and then wash it off, and that's what it is.
Well, how do you get your coffee?
I'm just saying.
All my beans
usually
come
use
through
it,
the
though.
neighborhood cats.
Yeah, just the random stray.
Think
in
about the
neighborhood.
first guy who did that. He's like, oh shit, the cat ate the beans. Should have been, they're still good. Let's just.
Nah, dude,
I
that was
mean,
freaking
like
expensive.
a lot of this stuff is like really, really old, right? So like, I mean, even something like butter or like cheese, you know, just like fucked up milk, but like
or yogurt.
yeah, like
Fucking
back in the day,
yogurt's
whenever
so
like you only
disgusting.
have that milk and it fucking goes bad, and you're like, well, fuck it, you know. Hey, that's actually pretty good.
Well, the first guy to try milk was a sick son of a bitch.
I mean, do you know they say that like people over time will eventually just all be lactose intolerant? Like the older you get, the more lactose intolerant you get. Just even if you aren't in the first place, like
Yep,
people
it's
just,
hit me
Humans aren't supposed to drink cow milk.
yeah, especially not after like being a child. Like it's good for you when you're a kid, but then eventually it kind of just you build up an intolerance to it.
Isn't it weird that like people get they like milk, you like chocolate milk and all these other things, but if you even thought of like getting a milk from a human, which you're supposed to like, that's what you're biologically supposed to have, then it's like,
It's because it's sexualized.
Oh yeah, no, that's bad.
them 6 cents of bitches.
Oh, there's like a Am I the Asshole where like the brother-in-law had a breast milk fetish and like would like sneak the pumped breast milk out of the refrigerator and like drink it and beat off or something like that.
Well, Mark, you're gonna have to let us know. I feel like you're gonna have the best chance at having a chance to try breast milk. So.
They made that weird.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
like you don't drink milk right from a cow's udder. So like how is the milk itself once it's been harvested and processed? Like how is that like still sexual? Like it's just milk. Comes from an animal. They drink goat milk and cow milk, and like all these other animals, you know, bull
It is
milk.
America,
almond
man.
milk,
Everything
dude.
has to be sexualized.
It's just weird. Like that's the
That's what
thing that
sells, buddy.
that's the thing that the humans
Sex
should be
sells.
drinking, but they don't.
You're telling me
Right.
you don't beat your meat to skim milk or what? Is that just me?
2%, dude. Like a thick.
Nah, it's too much of a mess. At
Like
that
a
point.
thick with 2 C's.
Nah,
Whole milk, dude.
it's hard to
That's what
wash
the,
out.
That's what the 2 and
afterwards.
2% means. 2 C's.
Whole milk, dude. What's that?
You just couldn't help yourself, huh?
Do
I
you
mean,
know-
it's headed there anyway.
It's always headed there. And with that, I think we're going to wrap it up for this week. This has been your least favorite podcast with cha boys. Back at it. Back together again. 100%, 200%, the best in the world.